I wanted to sit down and do a video for women and tell you if you're interested in having a relationship with a man, you should know how to explain or understand football. And one of the reasons why you should understand it is because women say a lot of times, hey, I want to be in a relationship with a man. So why don't you make an attempt, an effort to understand what men like? Football is what I'm going to tackle, for lack of better words. But this right here is a offensive formation. This is an unbalanced offensive formation. This position here is a center. This here would be, depending on which direction you guys are looking at it at, this position here would be a right guard and right tackle. Going on the other side here, this would be a left guard, left tackle, and here's where you can get either a tackle eligible if possible, or you can have a tight end, or if you wanted to do some other kind of H wing back guys, you could. And then here is just your bulk possibly of, it could be a running back on this wing, run jet sweep, come this way. Or here it could be a wide receiver. These two could be wide receivers, and they can go out and run routes or whatever they want to do. All of this stuff is there. But what I want to talk about from this particular formation is running weak side. So when you look at this, you see this is the running back, and this would actually be the weak side. So when you run a formation like this, a lot of times, and it makes sense for a defense to heavy up and bring everybody over for the overload to try and have your guys have numbers to compare and compete with this unbalanced type of a formation. Because if you do not bring a number of men over, if you don't bump over some guys to this formation, then I will easily have my offense run this here, power this way. Now we have the edge and numbers of guys to pin people on the inside and possibly have this running back guy break out here and go somewhere and run a long distance. But this is a overload formation. So go and tell your boyfriend, somebody who you're trying to impress, this is an overload formation. Okay? And explain to them that you would need the defense to move over their bodies to accommodate for the number of players that are on this side of the unleveraged floor or field. So you can tell them, hey, I learned about an overload formation today and how you run power. Power is an inside run. So you have this here and run right up in this gap here. Or power is ran right up through here. This side here. So power basically is up the gut. And when you're using zone running, then everybody will, like soldiers, will lead to one direction. So we're going to slant going this way and run zone and push everybody in this way. Now the running back is under what we call a one-cut system. And a one-cut means he can come in this direction, but once he puts his foot into the ground, he needs to take off and go up here. So what I'm trying to say, just like a relationship, in football, you have to make decisions. So I'm telling the running back, this is what you have to do. You have to make a decision. And this is something that a lot of people who are not accountable, they cannot do this. You have to make a decision. And also in football, because the game is physical and it's rough, you're going to get hit, face masks and things on your hands and cuts and all of this type of stuff. So you might as well run it and get yourself up in there and get the most you can. And it would be nice if you was a tough guy. In a counter concept, which is run form number 3, sometimes you'll have these guys here, right here, they will run a pull and get out in front, and this running back takes the jab step and comes back this way. So now I just basically explained to you 3 forms of run: power, zone, and counter out of an overload. Some of it is looking at the defense. A lot of it, for me personally, as a play caller and as a coach, I just run whatever the hell I want to. It's just that simple because I'm into development. So as I develop these guys, I'm expecting, gambling, and betting that my programming and my development of these guys is better than the people on this side. So we're going to run whatever we want out of any formation that we want to run it out of. So I just want to do a little bit of a segment today about football. I've been talking about relationships and showing you women, if you want to have a relationship with a man, start learning some football.